welcome to another Nerd BS podcast. It is Wednesday, June 15th, 2022, and this is episode 38. I'm Alan, and I'm joined with Tomas
Hey, what's up, everyone?
and Kyle.
Hey guys, I can't believe that Alan hasn't seen Goodfellas. Just want to throw that out into the universe.
That was what I apparently was. People were mad at me about that.
I'm a little upset.
I can tell, but it sounds like it may be a good excuse to get together sometime, which would be wonderful.
Boom.
I think we talked about this before quite a while ago, but I have not watched many mobster movies. I've watched
Movies?
Godfather 1 and 2 and Scarface. I'm going to go out and say that I do not like the glorification of gangsters and criminals. So that's the reason why I've steered away from that content.
I think you'll like Goodfellas, though, because of everything you just said.
I'm just, that's the story. I'm sticking to it. But we'll see. Yeah, I'll have to watch them at some point. It's just nothing I've gone out of my way to watch, I guess. So, although I did go out of my way to watch, I remember going out of my way to watch Godfather and Scarface, which I enjoyed both of them. So I don't know what's wrong with me so much. But we have a lot to discuss.
Goodfellas, though.
Yeah, I will plan on watching it. Well, like I said, we'll have to go through and do it together.
Yeah, I'd watch that again.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
Good. Then I'm sure it's on some streaming service. I know Godfather is on Paramount Plus, which I recently picked up for. The South Park ones is what I got it for, and there was Sonic. That's what I grabbed it for.
Oh yeah. I need to do that too.
Yeah, because I really want to watch Sonic too. So I was like, well, I'll do my 7-day trial.
Do you like Sonic?
Yeah, you know what? I don't think we talked about it on here, but I actually really enjoyed Sonic.
Yeah,
I like the first one, but this one is much better. I mean, Knuckles was fun. Tails was fun. Jim Carrey was even more like into the role of Robotnik. So it was even, you know what I mean? It was just like, it was just a really fun movie. And I'm excited to see where they go from here because they're planning on doing a third one. I mean, I don't know if Jim Carrey is retiring. There was like rumors that he was going to retire. But I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well,
he's pretty up there. I wouldn't say he's like ancient, but he's.
The F's podcast just turned into a mourning and a grieving service for not just Jim Carrey, but how old I'm getting. Yeah, the youth of my past. Anyways, sorry.
No, yeah. So they've already said they will not replace him. So it's curious to see what they would do without Robotnik, though. You know, because
he's 60. There's quite a few villains in the Sonic universe. I don't know if they've looked into it at all. Just saying, guys. There's a lot of villains. I know he's the main guy, but
but usually I think they it's always Robotnik, and I think is what the issue is for me. Like it's like Robotnik and Chaos, Robotnik and Metal Sonic.
Shadow.
It's never like Shadow.
I can live without him. That's all I'm saying. If he decides to retire, I respect them honoring not replacing him. But there's lots of other villains.
I actually agree with you because I actually would prefer to have like a focused villain that wasn't Robotnik, because that is the one thing that's about those Sonic movies or Sonic games. Even it's always Robotnik and those other characters. But it'd be nice to see Chaos actually be the villain, or
that would be cool.
The
real Shadow. I could live with Shadow being the.
Yeah, I think Shadow's the
antagonist.
Oh yeah, Shadow. Yeah, never mind. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen. So I want to see more, and it was fun. So I would highly recommend. And if you haven't got Paramount Plus, I mean, what can you lose? 7-day free trial, and might as well watch the South Park long movies or whatever on there. I was watching them; they're fine. The COVID ones are fun. The newest ones, it was okay.
Yeah, it was okay. I think I did see those.
Yeah. Do you have Paramount Plus? I've actually been kind of curious. I found out somebody yesterday had Paramount. Oh yeah, the Halo show is on there, but I haven't watched it yet.
I've heard have heard some disappointing
Uh,
things about the Halo.
the person I talked to, he definitely seems to enjoy just about. I haven't really found something that he hasn't enjoyed. So, which good for him because that is an
Yeah.
Mhm.
awesome trait to have. To be honest, I am jealous of that. So, but he seemed to enjoy. That's the only person I've talked to. One
Mm.
That's
person so
cool.
far. So he
That's
definitely
good.
said though he was bothered that it wasn't like taking a lot of hints and stuff from the show or the books and stuff.
See?
Well,
Mhm.
his big thing,
Yep.
but his big thing was like, why use the names if you're not going to actually make
Right.
the characters? Like, what's the
Yep.
just make a new
See?
character then?
So I get what he's saying, right? I can watch a movie and enjoy it for what it is, but like, yeah, that's a great point. If you're gonna make something called Halo, at least throw us a few bones, right? Like something.
Yeah.
Agreed.
But yeah,
So
I get it. Like I can enjoy it. Everything I complain about. It was usually high production value and well done in some regards, but there's you'll hear my soapbox. I'll talk about it later.
yeah, of course. Well, before we get to that, we almost completely skipped our little plugs here, where we
Oh,
have
can't forget that.
places you can contact us. Yeah. So if you miss any of these, just look in the description. But we do have nerdbackstory@gmail.com, at nerdbs, at nerd_bs on Twitter. Um, also,
Yeah,
my
email us
Twitter
there.
is, yeah, at Scad Matrix is mine. And if you contact any of those and ask to join our Discord, we have a Discord where we discuss all sorts of random topics that happen, usually when they're happening or whatever,
Hmm.
to discuss, them on point, not after the fact. But besides that, I think these guys have a couple things. Why don't you go first, Kyle?
Yeah, I'll just plug my Whatnot um, account. Whatnot is an online auction uh, app, really, where you can buy stuff live. It's like eBay meets Twitch. One of the best ways I hear to describe. So I sell video games on there. You can find me at Skybossin. That's Skyboss with an IN at the end of it. That's my name on there. Come check me out. Come check the app out. And like a lot of people say, bid responsibly though. If you're going on there, don't tap that bid button
That
unless you know.
Yeah, that's my biggest issue with that app personally, is that I always like am hesitant on bidding, and I'm always afraid that if I start bidding,
Uh
that I
huh.
won't want to. I'll get the adrenaline to like
Oh
just
yeah,
go for it.
yeah. We're
And
banking on it,
yeah, of course you are. That's the whole thing. I know because on eBay, I've done that before, where it was like the last couple seconds, and I'm like,
right?
but I want to win. I want to win, even though at that point I got to pull myself back. It's like, all right, we're at the point where it's not worth it anymore for you,
Right.
so you need to
Oh
pull
yeah.
back.
I've done that way too much. Yeah, I'll
So
be honest. I had to delete the app until I was able to resell back on it. Right. So you have to
yeah,
get. They're letting quite a few people come on as sellers. You kind of have to do prove yourself in a way. But yeah, I had to get rid of the app because I was doing that. I was like, I'm buying too much and I don't have space or money for this. So now that I'm
yeah.
selling on there, come check me out and waste your money on my games.
That's awesome, though. I do really enjoy at least just hanging out. Just hung out and watched it a couple of times
Yeah,
just for fun, so
I do
it's
appreciate
really
that.
enjoyable. Yeah,
Thanks for
no
the
problem,
long
man.
plug too.
For sure. All right, Tomas, you have a couple things and something really important. I mean, I know well, I guess you've already announced it, but it's been pretty cool experience hearing your messages of you going through this process. But what kind of things you got to plug, bud?
Yeah, so my Twitter is at SmossFDS86. That's the same as the Instagram. The other thing that I have is a website, SmossFDS.com, where I do like short stories and stuff. Yeah, so what Alan is referring to is I got an email from my publishers asking me, what book cover I liked what I liked about the three book cover options they gave me. Um, so I looked at them and I sent out to several people, you know, uh, in the groups and stuff, just to get an overall opinion. I don't actually know if I sent one to NerdBS. I may have forgotten that one.
You did.
Sorry, Kyle. Oh, I did send it.
It's
Oh,
all
I
good.
forgot. I
No, I
did send
haven't.
it or I did forgot.
This is the first I'm hearing of this.
Alright, so, yeah, I sorry,
Congrats.
forgot
No,
got
you're good.
so many Discord little channels.
He
Uh,
just didn't care about your opinion, Kyle.
yeah, that's
I feel too
exactly
bad.
it.
Oof.
Or anyone else
You
on
know
the
what? This is
channels.
about you. This is all about you. So
Um,
I'm good.
I'm just
Congrats.
teasing. You finish,
but
finish up, Tomas.
so I sent back to the cover design people, what I liked, what I didn't like, and what I felt could be could be added to make it more, I don't know, feel more like what I had envisioned. I haven't heard a response yet back, but of course I don't think they're going to respond back immediately. They got to take time to see, if any of these suggestions are feasible and what they'll do with them and stuff. So, yeah, but it's just nice to finally have gotten something because it does feel like now I'm finally moving somewhere in this direction. For a while there, I just was sitting kind of waiting and just doing little short stories and stuff. But
That's one thing we definitely do not talk about much on here is books. So it'll be very interesting when
Right.
it comes out. It'd be nice
Congrats
to.
again.
I mean, if I read more, I would probably be more
yeah,
adamant
I
about
mean,
it. But I don't read enough. That's for sure.
if I read more too, but I mean, I shouldn't probably say that, but yeah,
But there's
if I
just
read more too.
so many things to watch. Why be
Yeah,
constructive when we can
it's
just veg
Uh-huh.
out to all these shows that were getting piled on us at the beginning of summer?
Amen.
it's very
Amen
true.
to that.
So it sounds like Kyle finally got some time, and so we were talking about all the things he's actually been catching up on, which is amazing. But
Yeah,
he caught
it
up on
has.
Stranger Things, or at least got close to catching. I think is on episode 3 of
I watched
the
3 so
current
far.
season.
Yeah, which I think there's 6 or 7 out.
7, I
Episodes
believe
out.
there's
Yeah.
7
So
episodes.
7
and
episodes.
Tomas
Yeah.
has finished that last season, so maybe we can do a spoiler thing about it later. But
Yeah, next
what are you
time
liking
maybe.
about it? Yeah, what are you liking about this season? We talked a little bit last time. I loved it. I watched the entire thing. But what did you feel? Or what
Uh,
have you felt so far?
yeah. So, and we won't do spoilers for this one, but it feels like you were saying this too, and it made sense that it has the same energy and excitement as the first season did. The previous season, season 3, I was kind of like, all right, I'm still on board, but I wasn't too happy about it. It was kind of like, when it ended, I was just like, that feeling like, I could give or take another season. But it's been so long too. Maybe that's it. Maybe just like the
Mhm.
3-year gap or whatever it's been helped
That
out.
that might be that might be what helps that. But
I
yeah, I
think so.
think I felt the same as like the first season was really good. Second season was definitely much less good. It felt like the same thing just again. And then the third season
Yeah.
was like better, but it definitely
Uh,
wasn't up to the first season. This one, yeah, like you just said.
I didn't
Much
like what's his name? I didn't like Billy in season 3. He bugged me a lot.
He was definitely an
Mhm.
outcaster. They kind of have an outcaster in this season, but he's been actually enjoyable. It's definitely you can have the kind
Uh,
of guy that you don't like. I enjoy. Maybe it's just
Yeah.
me. Maybe later
we'll
on
see.
he
We'll
does.
see.
I think later on he becomes a little bit more tolerable. At the
That
beginning, he's
first
definitely
episode he was in, I was cringing a
yeah.
lot.
He
A
was
lot.
definitely a little bit of cringe in the first episode. That is for sure. But
But
I don't
I'm
know, maybe it's just me, but I did enjoy him, especially towards the end of the season. Like he definitely did a really good job of being like the outliner of like starting at nobody's gonna like basically believe this, so I'm just gonna be, you know, I everybody thinks I'm crazy, or maybe I am crazy. To
yeah,
there's like way more happening, and thank God there's people that know what I'm going through because it's
yeah.
fantastic.
That part's going good. What's interesting though about this season is it's way darker and way more grotesque or
Yeah,
Mhm.
graphic to the point where my wife won't even watch. She covers her eyes, which has never
see,
happened. Which is part of what we liked about the other seasons. But at the same time, I think I'm not going to say it's their only option, but it's their best option that they took to where like we got to go a little bit darker. because it's
Yeah.
just going to be a silly kid show forever if
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
don't take that next step. And so I get where they're going. It doesn't bother me as much because I watched way too much dark stuff. But my wife, she covers her eyes. She's like, I can't watch this. So just let me know when
Mm.
it's over. And I was like, yeah, this is wow. They really stepped it up a notch for sure.
And this is
Mm.
definitely taking the horror theme of the show to another level.
It's
You know,
not
it's
your
always
grandma's Stranger Things
yeah.
Yeah.
It's always been horror, horror
adjacent.
theme, yeah, horror adjacent, cosmic horror, basically.
Yeah, yeah. There you
But this
go.
is, this is definitely taking it up to the next step,
Yeah,
which
it's
is I've
basically
been enjoying it. We all enjoyed it, so obviously, I think my own complaint I said last time, and I don't know if you've got had this feeling yet, but I do feel it follows too many people. I mean, they do it well, but I
yes,
feel like there's just
yes,
too many
yes.
people at this point.
I think
Yeah,
they added too many. Go ahead, Tomas.
there's a certain point where I just go, I can't be invested in this person. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter. Like
it's just
I've
too many of them.
already invested in all these other
Agree.
people.
It's what,
You
yeah. They're doing
you
okay
threw the
juggling
torch,
it,
Nick.
but
Doing
yeah,
For
yeah.
how much is
Seriously,
there one bad mistake would have been a really could have screwed up. They're doing a
Yeah,
really good job at keeping it
but
interesting, but it does seem like a bit much.
I won't deny though that it's done well enough though that those times where it's like, oh, I don't care about this person, you don't dwell on them long enough for it to be like, oh, okay, I'm done with this.
right?
Like
Sure, for sure.
Yeah, they're
it
doing well with
yeah.
that, the balance.
Excellent.
Yeah. So
Um,
I'm
yeah,
ready to finish it. Can't wait to finish it, and then yeah,
I
maybe next time
we can
could
talk
do
about
a
it more
recap.
because I agree because I would love to talk about it more in depth because I really enjoyed this last season.
Cool.
So the next thing this is just a little note. Microsoft did notice that, or did a notice or notified that they will no longer be updating the Internet Explorer. So technically, Internet Explorer is officially dead. This is pretty
27
nuts.
years.
Yeah, 27 years. I think anybody who had a PC in our generation at any point probably
Mm.
dealt with Internet Explorer.
Yeah, it was the
So
go-to for a while, for a
yeah, it
little bit.
was. It took a bit of time before I finally started hearing consistently, "Get a different internet
Just
browser."
any different one, yeah, for a while. Have,
Anything else.
have you guys ever watched those timelines on YouTube where it says like the most clicked websites or most used browsers? Have you ever seen those YouTube things where it's like a timeline and sped up, so it goes like month by
Yeah.
month, and
Yeah, I've
like
seen some of
yeah,
those.
and like Internet Explorer was king for a while, and like Firefox caught up, and then what came out? Chrome, and then Chrome came out, and it's just like off the charts. You can't even see the other ones for a while. Like,
Mhm.
yep, that's kind of Google took over the world,
Well, yes, they
and
do. Yeah, it's a little sad, I guess, but I've
yeah,
tried to go back to like Firefox, and it's difficult because
it is.
as even Mac users who use Safari would know
I use
that
Chrome on
almost
it.
yeah, almost every website is now built for Chrome. So if you have a different
Yeah,
uh web browser, you may have a bad time if the website hasn't accounted for that,
you're gonna
which
have a bad time.
You're gonna have a
which a
bad
lot of like
time.
really complex there's a lot of complex websites like for instance Roll20 where we play D&D on. If you use anything but Chrome, it's going to give you problems,
Mm.
unfortunately, because it's a complicated website and it's designed for Chrome. So
Yeah, it's all in all the schools too that I work for. You have to use Chrome. It's a Chromebook. You get a Chromebook for your whole school career now. You literally they
Yeah.
give you a Chromebook. It has to make
that
it to senior year, or you pay for it, and I mean, it's cool, but it's in the blood now,
that I
basically.
mean, I like that idea because making books is getting ridiculous. In
Right?
general, and books in high
Yeah,
school were
that's
ridiculous.
inevitable.
In
That's
college,
true.
it's everything should just be digital now. So I understand
It
wholeheartedly.
does help a lot. It just
Yeah,
the lack of
and you
options is concerning.
and you're gonna write papers and stuff. And if for some reason you're in a family that can afford that, at least you have that, so you don't have to worry about it
Sure.
as much. Because I know people who've been in that situation had to go type papers at school and stuff like that. So
Mm.
Yeah.
now you don't need to do that because you have the laptop, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's
Um,
convenient. You should see what these kids do to it, though. Some of these,
oh, yeah.
it's
I've
like,
heard
guys,
lots of things.
they send you
Yeah.
a bill. They know where you live. Okay, they will send you the bill.
They are not that expensive, but I don't know which ones they're buying for these kids, so I don't know.
Still, but
Because
I
you c
mean,
yeah, but they're still
if
not
you're
cheap.
a parent and you get a bill, even if it's for $50, you're like, what the f did
Yeah,
you
what
do?
happened? Yeah,
Like, what are you
exactly.
doing? I mean, that's what I would do. I'm not
No,
going
no,
to
I
speak for
agree.
parents.
No, I mean, I would do that. We get lots of bills from the school because your kids aren't in school yet, so you
Not yet. It's
you haven't
gonna. It's
dealt with that
coming.
yet, but you're both teachers, so I'm sure you're used to all of that, though, at
Exactly.
least, yeah,
I'm
as
just
a
telling
third
you, dude,
party.
what they do to these. Well, but at the same time, it's like you got to get like we don't have them just ready to go. We don't have a stack of Chromebooks to give them. Maybe they do. I
Oh,
don't know.
no, of course not, yeah,
It's just
but either way, at
anyways,
least
that's
that's
it's not
that's a
nerdy.
good.
It's a different
No,
kind of
no,
nerd.
it is. I've heard. I was hearing an article recently where a kid like hacked into the computer and they got in trouble for it from the school, but they basically bypassed
Oh yeah.
the security
Oh
that
yeah.
is in place to avoid it, and they got in trouble. But the thing was, is the people who put the security in place couldn't figure out what they did to get through
Mhm.
it. So it's
Mhm.
like, at what point is like, do you punish the kid, but at the same time, you got to nurture that because that's pretty
Right.
intense that they can do that.
That's a good point. You got to get punished, right? Because you broke a rule, so there's got to be some consequence. But
Yeah.
you could also say, by the way, here's a computer class. Let's pursue this knowledge you have. Let's learn the basics and make sure you know what you're doing and make some money off of it, right? Like, because that's what we need to do in schools.
Well, yeah, and that's what
Teach
they
them how to make
do. A
money.
lot of security or antivirus, they hire retired. I
The
guess I
hackers.
don't know if you call them
Well,
retired
so
hackers. Yeah,
here's what I'll tell you: the kids they've outsmarted me, right? And I just don't
yeah,
have the time and energy to look up how to do it. But there's an option where the teacher has access when you're in their class during that hour. The teacher can see what you're looking at on their computer, right?
yeah.
There's a program that's dialed in. I've walked by kids who are playing Minecraft on their computer, and it's not showing up on the teacher's computer. And I'm like, I don't know how the heck you're doing it, but you got to turn it off, right? I basically
Yeah,
sometimes I go up and just close the Chromebook, like you're done,
Yeah.
you're done. I can see you playing. I don't know how you're doing it. Bravo for you, but you're done.
yeah.
So yeah, they're past my knowledge of it.
Where there's a will, there's a
Yeah,
way.
lots of Minecraft. Good lord, the year of
And
Minecraft.
we all thought there wasn't a way, but I guess there was a will that they're making a Joker sequel.
Oh,
And this
what was
time,
there?
what was
You
that?
willed this into exist. You willed this into existence. Don't
Yeah.
deny your passion. It's your
I
two
did
favorite things
enjoy
come
I
together.
did enjoy Joker quite a bit. It is one of those movies I don't know if I could watch a second time. I've actually thought about it. There's a handful of movies like that where I really enjoy a lot, but I'm not sure if I can actually sit through it again.
Yeah, I've
And
never seen it. I don't plan on seeing it either. The
it's it's a rough movie. It's a rough movie
Yeah,
to get through,
no
but
thanks.
it is a good movie though. I will say that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought it
I
was
believe
good.
you. But is it like so, Tomas? I guess Tomas can only answer this. Is it Goodfellas good, or is it not worth? Is it not worth?
Um, I thought
As far
I
as the
thought it was
Batman, lore of movies goes, is it up there with Dark Knight
I
and Batman and Robin?
I thought personally it was worth
I love how
seeing.
you sneak that in.
Yeah,
Everyone
glad you caught it.
everyone that I feel like everyone that is gonna I think anyone that's gonna enjoy Joker and enjoy seeing how someone like that could technically be created, I think it's enjoyable and I think it's
I
very
see.
well done. And
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix does an amazing job of showing you real pain
Mm.
through
Hmm.
a mental
Yeah, he's good.
disease. Yeah, it's really good.
So would he be in the second one then, Alan? If this is
So
gonna be a musical, Joker 2
so
the musical?
yeah, of course he's going to be in it.
Okay,
He is
okay.
going to be reprising his role. But get this.
Of
So not
course.
only is it a musical,
Hmm.
but they've already been talking to somebody to play Harley Quinn.
I
Yeah,
did
I've
see
heard this
this.
too.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
was
it's
the big news in my opinion.
yeah, apparently Lady Gaga is being pursued to play Harley Quinn in the Joker 2 musical. So,
That would, I mean, you can't get much better than pairing those up as far as music quality goes. Because we've
yeah,
seen he could do it with the Johnny Cash movie, and so
yeah.
and Lady Gaga, that's her bread and
Yeah,
butter.
this is my question. Is this like musical like Johnny Cash, or is this musical like Les Mis?
Good
Like,
question. That's a good
I don't
question.
think I don't think we have enough information. So I think
okay.
we'll find out
Well, I mean,
whenever we
Sweeney
find out.
Todd was pretty good as far as musical goes, and that was
Yeah, I love
darker.
musical. I love a lot of
I know.
musicals or like a lot
I
of
know you
musicals.
do.
I don't know if I've watched a lot of musicals, but there's a handful that I really enjoyed. So I'm
Well,
excited for
I'm
this.
married to a music major, so I've probably seen more than you
Well,
at
there you
this
go.
point.
Well, now you probably. Well, now you'll have to take your wife and go watch Joker, and then go watch Joker 2. It seems like it's something you guys got to do
Uh, I don't know if she
to
could do
be.
the Joker.
I don't know. If she's holding
If it's
her
a
eyes closed in Stranger Things, it may be
Yeah,
difficult.
yeah. I think if the number two is a musical, we probably will see it because yeah, it's going to be a must.
I hope it's a musical. I'm interested to see what they do with it, especially after the first one. I don't know if they're going to keep the same tone or if they're going to kind of just do a different tone entirely. Completely change it up. That
Hmm.
might be it. Maybe it'll just be like more of a sequel in spirit, but really its own thing.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
we'll see.
I'll admit I'm not. Not since we've been talking about it, I'm not opposed to it as much as I was. I'm curious now.
I'm
I'm curious to
I'm not
see.
either. Mainly because the first one was, I think it just ended so perfectly. I mean, I didn't see where it could. There was no reason for it to go anywhere else, in my opinion.
Mm,
It was a good
hmm.
isolated movie. That's why when they said they had no plans to do a sequel, I believed them. But money is there, and so the
Yeah,
money seems to get people to do things. So obviously they're still
sure.
doing it. And supposedly Walking Phoenix has already either seen the script or at least the premise, and is obviously going along with it. But I haven't heard any confirmations from Lady Gaga, so I don't know if that's actually happening. So we'll see.
Mm,
Um, but I guess that's something that time will tell if that'll happen. But until then, let's move on to some video games. Uh, Shredder's Revenge. We've talked about this a couple times. It's coming out on the 22nd, next Wednesday, which is right after. It's the day after Father's Day, I think, but right after the weekend, which is kind of like I said, it's a Wednesday. It just sucks. I was hoping I have a barbecue this weekend, so I'm like,
yeah,
that would have been really cool to bring it. But then I realized it was the 22nd, and so I'll be home. But fortunately, it seems like Kyle's grabbing it. I'm gonna try to convince Tomas to get it. Come on, Tomas, get TMNT.
yeah.
But,
It's not.
but
It's not like a full budget title, right? It's like
no,
40. Is it a
so
$40 game?
it's $25. No, it's not even
25.
40.
Yeah, there you go.
You're thinking about Cowabunga, the Cowabunga, whatever.
Yes,
That one's like 40.
collection. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
this one is only $25, and actually on Switch right now, there's a 10% discount, which is like 23 something and some change.
Yeah,
So
they are having. Just so you know, they are releasing a physical version. It doesn't
yeah,
come out till later, unfortunately, but the it will come with a free personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut
I
coupon.
saw that.
With no joke, just like back in the day.
Hmm.
And I'm a little too excited, like more excited than I should be for that
That's
because
so weird. Okay, so
I'm getting that.
you're a collector. Yeah, you're a collector. So is this a conflict for you? Because if you get that coupon, do you keep it or do you attempt
Oh,
to trade it in?
so if it depends, right? I would turn it in because it's fun. But then there I do have the part of me that says, well, then just buy two copies, keep one sealed, right? And
Yeah.
then you could go have your little nostalgia kick redeeming your personal pan pizza at Pizza Hut with the
So
one you open.
I know Limited Run Games is doing like this. They're doing some different
Oh my
models, and one of
gosh.
them
Have you seen those
has the
packs?
game. Yeah, they're insane.
Like
But one of them has the game.
$300.
It's in a like a action figure case, and so people are
Mhm.
kind of worried. Like, what does this mean? Does that mean I have to break open the packaging? You're making me make some decisions here that I don't want to have to make. and
Yeah, they're doing. You know what they're doing.
well, fortunately, they did say on the little notes that it is able to come out without ruining the packaging. It's able. They have
Yeah,
like a hatch in the back, so it's really going to be whether or not you want to do it or not. But
which by the way, limited run is it was a little low key back in the day. It's huge now, but they've even
yeah,
have a physical store now. But it's a company that makes physical games for digital only games that were once only digital.
yeah,
Now they're just a full blown publishing company. I think is what it seems
yeah.
like.
Yeah, they are because they have their games are now making their way to like Best Buy and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So
yeah, which
you
is
can get
cool.
them elsewhere.
Which is
They're
really
also
cool
the
to see
one
that.
that made they released the Kotar physical when when it was
Yep,
released for Switch,
yep.
um, which
Oh,
is
yeah,
not on the notes. And I forgot to talk to you about this, Kyle. Did you know that they're making the second one now for Switch, Kotar 2?
I did not know. I figured it was coming,
Yeah, they
right?
have a combo pack now.
Because they're
My bug.
remaking it eventually,
Well,
right? The remake.
they're remaking the first one. I don't know if they're remaking the second one.
It's gonna happen.
I
You
hope they
know.
do
Well,
because
if it does well enough, it will.
much like Back to the Future 2, I feel like the second one is better, but only because the first one exists.
And well, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it built upon the first one, and the thing
Mhm.
about the second one is it was basically unfinished. The original like Xbox
Yes.
version of that
So
game
that
it is glitchy as I just replayed it recently, and it is
mm,
glitchy as
it is.
all bug
Well,
hell.
I don't know if you knew this, but there's actually an added planet, I think it was, for the second one that was never released, and
Mm.
they're actually going
Yeah,
to be releasing it for the Switch version.
that
So
was
it's
something
actually
that
getting
that's cool.
new content, I guess,
That was something that made
unreleased
me mad
content.
about those games was they're like you could get all this DLC. That was like the beginning of DLC, and I was
Did they
in,
have
right.
did they have
I
DLC for KOTOR?
They announced it. They announced that it would. Like you can buy new levels and
Oh.
stuff, and it never happened. And it was like a big
Oh.
initial burn for DLC for me because I was like
I
all
didn't
in. I
even
was like,
listen.
yeah, Star Wars. It's going to be all downloadable levels, and it just never happened. They made number two is what happened, and it was
Yeah.
unfinished, and yeah. So
I love the story for number 2, but yeah, that it is a
yeah,
rough game to get through, which sucks.
you can get through
Um,
it, but hopefully they clean it
yeah.
up a little bit. I'm sure they will. They're not just
I
going to
remember the
copy
second
paste.
one.
You've got to. I mean, if you're gonna re-release it, you've got to
You got
I
to
would
open
clean
up.
it
hope
up a
they're
little
putting
bit.
some work into it. I was a little worried that they wouldn't do it because of that fact, and because it was originally made by Obsidian. I think it
Hmm.
had a hand in it.
I think so. Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. I've been meaning to buy the first one for my son because he hasn't played it and he doesn't know the twist. So I'm like, you got to play it, and I'm not
I
telling you
don't know the
anything because I
twist.
There's
want
a
you to
tw-
experience it. Well,
what? There's a twist.
I never beat it.
I highly
What?
recommend it.
Do
It's
you
a
know what
really good
happens
game.
though?
No, I never even
Oh,
played it.
okay.
Oh,
So you get Shredder's
skip it.
Revenge. You got to
Yeah,
download Knights of the Old
this
Republic.
one's only $15, so
Yeah.
it's even cheaper.
If you can go back, Tomas, and play an older Xbox generation, original Xbox generation game, I highly recommend that because it is worth your time. It's like,
But I
pre
would argue
Dragon
one
Age.
thing. I would argue one thing though. They
Hmm.
are making a remake.
Yeah,
So would it
but
be better to save that big blow up, great,
I,
amazing twist for when you're
oh,
actually playing the
I
remake?
see. I see. I don't know. I don't know because remakes nowadays could just mean like a revision. So
Well,
True.
I
I
mean,
mean, we don't know. We know
you've
it's not
seen
going to be
how?
shot for shot. They said they're
I
gonna.
mean,
It's going to
hasn't
be a little
any?
different.
Hasn't everyone seen how beautiful Last of Us is?
I
Like
forgot about that.
what do you mean?
Yeah, they're making
the new
They're remaking Last of
making
Us.
the first Last of
Yeah,
Us,
Yeah, why?
and
yeah,
Money.
it's
that's how I feel.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Like
it's supposed to
like
coincide.
It does look amazing. It does
It's
look
supposed to coincide with the
really
HBO show,
epic.
right? That's the whole idea.
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
oh I'm kind of done with that series.
I mean, I'm probably not going to play it either because I own it on disc, so I'm probably not going to play it either. But I mean,
I
I
haven't played.
was looking
I
at
gotta
the
get to the
video
first
of
one.
it, and I was like, "Wow,
Yeah,
the video is pretty incredible."
I get what you're saying. But
That's good.
anyways, I will say if you can stomach an older game, because I'm learning I can't really play older games anymore.
Oh, I can't. Yeah.
So then just wait. Then that settles that. Just wait for the remake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
it's hard though because it is like this is like probably I would probably argue that this and Mass Effect are the best, and maybe Jedi Empire like the best BioWare games, like pure
Well,
BioWare
they
games.
I agree.
remade Mass Effect, and I was gonna get that because I never played that either. But then I never
I
got
would
around to
say
getting it.
Mass Effect is
The trilogy thing.
newer, so it's like not as you're not going as far
Mhm.
back because so
Well, they remade it on the
Coach,
PlayStation.
I don't know, but you're not as much of a Star Wars nerd as I am, so
No,
maybe
I'm not.
it would definitely hit differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say wait. If you can't do older games, which I totally understand, I've learned I can't do it either. Like not
Yeah,
even like even the PS3 era, I'm kind of like done with.
yeah, it drives. It's
I don't know.
too clunky to me.
Oh, I
Like,
get you, Alan. Like, as a collector, like,
No,
but
no, I
I've been
was just
I've been trying, man. I can't do it anymore.
it's just
we'll have
too
to come back
clunky.
to this on my soapbox, but yeah,
Okay,
for
that's
right now,
fair.
before I
Yeah,
get
but
Cage,
there's a difference between because like I beat that game again, Kotar, right? Kotar
yeah,
2,
and I
because I've
yeah,
already played it. Now, if I go
yeah,
back to a game I've never played, it's very, very hard.
more difficult for sure,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, that's when it's like I don't know about this. I'm gonna go play Elden Ring.
But I would
Yeah,
argue, I would say that that game probably ages a little better, and also if he's
Yeah,
playing it on a Switch, it won't. I don't think he'll be able to see the details as much, so it may not be as bad.
yeah. Maybe if you look at it as like a mobile game, if you play it
mm,
on Switch,
Oh,
mm,
and
like think of it that
fortunately,
way.
it
yeah.
is a turn based, but you can like make it go really fast, which does help a lot.
I do
So it's
hate
like,
turn based.
and that,
I don't
I
know.
just wanted to say that because I forgot it was turn based. It's technically turn based too. I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
Kind of. It's a weird thing. It's a weird Bioware. It kind
Mhm.
of is. It kind of isn't.
It's also Jade Empire was heavily inspired by KOTOR.
Oh
Basically,
I
yeah.
did love
Jade Empire,
I
Jade
did
Okay.
love
Empire
Jade
Oh,
was like
Empire.
okay
the
then.
spiritual successor of KOTOR.
That
It
changes
has like the
things,
same
Tomas.
mechanics and
Yeah.
everything.
I did love Jade Empire, but I don't think I could go back and play
Okay.
Jade
There's the
Empire
thing.
today.
It's basically Jade Empire with lightsabers.
And
Uh-huh.
where is Jade Empire?
I
Yeah,
don't.
Why
I
are we
don't
just
know.
throwing this away? I love Jade
I don't
Empire,
know
and we
whatever
just like
happened to
I
Jade
do
Empire.
it on that one. I could go back to that one because I played it before.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a good
it's true.
game. I
I
love
could
that
go
game.
back to it. Like, I could go back to it because I played it before, but you're right. I couldn't just go like, "Oh, let's just play this now," never having played it before. It would be a little too
For
old.
sure, but we are getting way off topic. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all
the
right.
next
It's
one
good stuff.
we got of course we got summer games done quick as a beginning. I am actually excited for this. I didn't even know that it was happening again because I don't follow Twitch very much. But Kyle, what have you been watching? It? Anything good happening so far?
It hasn't started yet. I just want
Oh, okay,
we
good.
might not do another show though before then, so it's more like a promo for it. But it starts June 26th, so it starts on a Sunday and it goes for an entire week. So it goes to the next Sunday, and it's 24 hours endless speed runs of video games, every generation, you name it. They have basically every like day has different blocks and different style games. They have like a horror one, which is really fun. They have a silly games, which is just like games that people made as a joke, but people have learned how to speedrun them in less than like 15 minutes.
Yeah,
But here's a few examples: that Kirby in the Forgotten Land in under 2 hours, someone's speedrunning that. Ninja Gaiden for the original NES. Elden Ring will be the last one that they do on the last day. Mega Man, Yakuza, Lord of the Rings, to always Pokemon. However, I'll let you. I'm not into Pokemon, and I can't really do the speed runs because every Pokemon game is like minimum 2.5 hours speed
Mm,
run. They can't really break those games. It's the weirdest thing.
mm.
Um, I,
which Pokemon games go? Because the
uh,
first ones you can break like heck.
well, I mean, if you, okay, so there's different categories, right? You could do glitch runs where you glitch the game and you go directly
Yeah.
to the end. Those are kind of fun to see. But I think what I like watching, and a lot of other people do, is like, can you beat the entire game getting, setting a marker? I want to get like all the base Pokemon. I don't know how it works, right? But I want to
Yeah.
get like, I want to capture 50 of them or whatever. How long does it take to beat that? And can I beat it in under 3 hours? So the one they're doing is Pokemon Emerald, and it's a randomizer though.
Oh, okay.
So they've entered into the realm where they've beaten these games so much that they go in and change the coding to where, and I've seen it with Zelda games where it's a randomizer, where normally where you get the sword, it's a random item, and you have to try to beat the game that way. And it's actually
Mm.
kind of fun and crazy because you're like, it's random. What are they going to open? You don't know. So it's fun
Yeah.
to see the randomizer. So that one, the Pokemon Emerald randomizer will be on Wednesday, June 29th, and it's 3 hours is the target
Yeah,
time. It's a
that's
lot.
nuts.
It's a long
I
time
was
to sit.
I was doing something recently, and I was in the passenger seat because of my foot. But I was watching TikTok, and on TikTok, there's actually a guy who's doing speed runs that you can do within the TikTok window. And I don't know if you guys know it. The TikTok window is like 3 minutes. So he
Okay.
like does speed runs on there, and it's actually pretty fascinating. I watched him do, and it's really obscure games like what he did, the Adams Family on Game Boy, which is
Uh-huh.
which is
Mm-hmm.
interesting, which I've never
Mm-hmm.
even thought about. So stuff like that, it's really interesting. He did one Pokemon one, that's why I brought it up, but it's Pokemon Green,
Mm-hmm.
from Japan. And like that one, you can glitch the crap out of, and so he was like showing us how he was doing all these glitches, and I was like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah.
Basically, he glitched his way into the Elite Four, and then he can glitch his way past all the Elite Four and just hit credits at the end with his starter being the only
Yeah.
Pokemon he
That's
has.
cool. Those are fun to see. I like the glitch one, but there's a lot of glitchless
Yeah,
games,
I feel like those ones are a little bit more. I don't know. I would argue that they're a bit more impressive when you do it without the
Yeah,
glitches. But
true.
it is some of those glitches are pretty intense
To
to
pull
pull off.
Yeah,
So
I
like
agree.
some of the Mario 64 ones are pretty nuts that I've seen the glitches to
Yeah.
pull off.
Have you seen those? Those are wild, man. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
when
You
they're
get the
and then a lot of N64 games actually like Zelda has a lot of them too.
Mhm.
Just glitching through the world and stuff to
You
get through
can
things.
I think Ocarina of Time has like a 12-minute speedrun time with
Yeah,
the
there
glitch. You
was
could go straight to the end. It's crazy.
so on what's funny is on the I think it's Smash Brothers Brawl, the one for the Wii. It
Mhm.
came with demos for games, and one of the demos, because for the different characters, because I have the emulated store on the eShop, was for Ocarina of Time. And so I watched this whole video, and it was on YouTube, and it was this whole video on how there's this whole community of people that were trying to basically beat Legend of Zelda on Smash Brothers because they only give you like 15 minutes of play or something like
Oh,
that.
okay. It's a time play, yeah.
So they
Huh.
were trying to beat Ocarina of Time in the allotted time in the demo on Brawl, which apparently the whole game's on there. So it was actually pretty fascinating. So
What?
I do love this stuff.
Really? The
Yeah.
whole game's on like on the
The
disc?
whole game's on Brawl, yeah, it's just they give you an allotted time that you're allowed to play it. So, their whole thing was they're
Have-
trying to beat
Oh
the
my
game in
gosh.
the allotted time, like, the
I'm
credits and
really
everything are
curious.
on there, yeah, pretty
Have they
nuts.
done it? Did,
Yeah, they did it.
oh
There's a
my gosh.
video about the whole process, like, the whole training, like, how they kept discovering new glitches and things like that, and they kept trying different things, and it was just nuts, because the problem
That's
is the
wild.
credits themselves are, like, 5 minutes long or something.
Oh,
So,
I
like,
see.
if you wanna
Yeah.
so you have to beat the game fast enough to also see the credits, and also there's a unskippable cutscene at the end with Ganon
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
just hogs time too. So it's just it was pretty fascinating. It's a fascinating watch. If I find the video, I'll have to send it over to you. It was interesting.
Oh, I love your excitement for it. That's kind of what got me into this. So it's called SGDQ if you want to look it up. But I'll
Yeah.
tell you guys, the ones that got me into it were actually the Silent Hill speedruns.
I
And
haven't actually watched a speed run for Silent Hill. I've
yeah,
watched a full playthrough, so that's interesting.
yeah, I've watched the playthrough, which is really fun. But I'll tell you this: a couple of things with the Silent Hill speedruns or any horror game speedrun, it totally takes the scary out, in my opinion.
When
It
they're trying to
really
run through it.
does. Yeah, it really just. But at the same time, I've been able to talk to people about the story of Silent Hill, and I've learned that, especially 1 and 2, the story is like so good that like I missed it as a kid playing it or however
Yeah.
old. It's actually those first 2 at least. I can't talk about the other ones. Maybe 3.
Yeah.
The stories are actually about like mental health and someone's going through grieving, and now it is a horror game and there's horror aspects, but like it's a really cool story. So learning that like has been pretty cool watching people speedrun it, because usually I couldn't watch those games. It's just too scary.
So. Yeah, I can't play them either. I'm really chicken when it comes to gaming. I can do Resident Evils, but I haven't been able to do Resident Evil 7, the last 2.
7 or 8, yeah.
Although I did hear the latest one is supposed to get a third person mode. So I may be willing to go back if that might help me. I think there's something about the constraint of having to look through their eyes in first person.
The first person
bothers me, and also you can't see behind you, so that throws me off.
Yeah. So then you couldn't do the Resident Evil VR game they got?
Oh no, I never tried that. That doesn't appeal to me at all.
I heard that thing is insane.
I've heard that as well. I couldn't get through it personally.
There's no way. I would try it and probably pee a little bit and be like, yeah, I don't know why I did this.
Like the only way I played the Resident Evil demo for the first one, the first person one, was my nephew came up and I actually had him do it for me while while I was watching him, because he loves those horror games. So I was like, hey, you could play this because I want to see it, but I can't play it.
I want to see how it ends. Yeah, I get you.
So, but yeah, that's interesting. I can't wait to watch some of these. Those are really cool. Speaking about some more games, we're not Xbox people. Well, me and Tomas are Xbox people. I know you usually are, but you haven't got yourself a Series X yet, so you're not really.
No, I bought one for my sister, if I may. Since we're talking about it, yeah. I don't. Did I talk about it last time?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys already know the story, but yeah, those are easier to get still. I feel like the PS5s are getting a little bit easier, but I don't know, maybe not.
I think they are. I keep hearing they are, but then I hear that, and then the whole thing with Tomas's fiance happens, and I'm like, oh, okay, guess not. So I don't know.
We'll see. I'm definitely more Xbox than you guys. That's for sure. I will say that. But they did their big summer show. Xbox did, or I should say Microsoft, and basically Bethesda. It's now, which is now they're owned by. Oh my gosh, I don't even know anymore.
They're owned by Microsoft. Yes,
but they did give them the name, right? It's Xbox and Bethesda games, right?
Yeah, I think Bethesda had their own like section, so they are still like their own thing.
Totally consumed yet.
No,
but some pretty big titles coming out. That Starfield is still not going to come out till next year, which is like okay.
They pushed it till next year, which is, I mean, it looks interesting. I saw a little bit of stuff about it. I mean, it's more sci-fi. A lot of people are comparing it to No Man's Sky, which is reasonable for some of the things that they're putting in it, and what is procedurally generated whatever worlds. This was like over 1,000 worlds or something like that. So it's going to be very interesting, but I'm hearing that it's supposed to be like the largest story-based game. So that means there's going to be like a ton of story just in the game, so and dialogue and stuff. So we'll see what happens. It's interesting. It looks good.
Yeah, it does look good. The one that we didn't mention earlier was A Plague Tale Requiem, which we've talked about the first Plague Tale. And I told you guys to play it, but I don't know if you guys have played it.
I haven't played it.
Requiem.
I grabbed the free one, yeah.
I played
but I didn't play it yet.
Wait, I didn't play Requiem. I played the free one, the one
which was the first one. They
you
re-released
it
for PC, for PS5. Yeah,
you guys have played it then.
I haven't played it.
Oh, you have it. You have played it, Tomas?
Yeah, I have.
With the rats and everything.
I enjoyed it. Yeah,
it's good, huh? It's surprisingly good. because it doesn't seem like it'd be good in my opinion, but it's good. So I'm looking forward to the next one coming out.
That's
Yeah.
good. I do. Part of me wants to get an Xbox, but it's always because of it's always for the I don't know if it'd be the wrong reason. Like recently, I found out you can play Xbox 360 games on it, and there's a couple
Yeah.
games that it ups the frame rate to like 60
Hmm.
frames
That's pretty
and stuff
cool.
like
Yeah.
that. So that stuff always appeals to me. Like when I was getting into Sonic, I guess Underground is supposed to be like the fan favorite now, but the best way to play it is by having a 360 version and playing it on the X. 'Cause
Yeah.
it, like, fixes a lot of the problems that it had on the 360.
It's
So,
random that I really their backwards compatibility is pretty cool. I will admit.
yeah, and that appeals to me, so that's if I ever end up getting one, that would probably be the primary reason. Although Starfield is looking interesting, and also another Elder Scrolls does look cool.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true. That's a
I
good
just
one. They're
it
getting their
just always
personas, which is
yeah,
wild to me.
that is cool that they're getting Persona. They're already getting Persona 5, which is really cool, and they're also
Hmm.
getting, Persona 3 and Persona 4 Golden, which is
Yeah,
amazing.
Golden. Like
Yeah.
what? Excuse me. That's a big deal because that's been stuck on the Vita for years. Like
I thought
it's
PS4 Golden is on Steam too, I think. I think it was on Steam recently.
maybe, but no consoles.
No consoles, you're right, I don't think, as far as
I
I
don't consider. I don't do PC or Steam. Forgive me.
That's
I
okay.
will apologize.
But
It
it is
hasn't
still
been you.
cool.
You can't just go download it on a PS4 though, which is wild.
Yeah,
And
the
please,
main yeah, you're right, and I kinda wish it would come out on PS5. I mean, that would
yeah,
be cool
I
too, but I guess not.
I'm just surprised why with the PlayStation Plus thing coming out, why I don't know. They maybe Xbox swooped in and made the deal with them, but they're getting Persona 3 Portable, which is a
Yeah,
PSP exclusive
yeah,
as well, which is Persona 3 with like extra stuff. But I just sold that game on Whatnot.
yeah.
The physical copy goes for over $200 of
Oh
that
wow.
game. So
Persona is nuts, like, how big it
it's
is
a
right
weird
now.
series.
It's
Yeah.
fascinating.
Don't
I've never
collect it
played any of
physically.
them.
Do not if you get into it, don't buy any of the physical copies and you'll be fine. Download them all.
Yeah, you can get Persona 5 pretty cheap on a good day,
Yes.
and good days happen quite a bit. And also, I think it's just
For
free
now.
right now.
For
Yeah,
now.
true, true,
You
true.
never know. It's 10 years from
Uh,
now.
yeah. Um, uh, I have never played 4, that's supposed to be a big one. I don't know how you can have access to it without having a Vita. Besides Steam,
Maybe Steam,
uh,
yeah. I think Steam, you're right.
yeah, uh, yeah, yeah, I don't know about the other one. That
The
one
golden version, you could Persona 4 was on PS2, but the golden version, which is
yeah,
like,
that's
it's basically the complete edition,
yeah,
it's only on Vita.
yep.
So I sold that game recently too. It's
Well,
not quite
there
as
it
expensive.
won't die, apparently. I hope this means it'll come for PS5 players, to be honest.
I hope so too. I'm
Especially since Persona has been so closely related to PlayStation for so long. I
yeah,
mean, it was
that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, sorry.
yeah,
I don't get that point out. Yeah, you're
yeah.
right.
I think you got
It's been
drowned out a little bit on that, but yes, for sure, it sucks. It doesn't suck. No, it's good. I actually prefer games being more accessible. I don't like them being
that's
stuck on
good.
platforms. I've never felt that
Agreed.
was interesting to me.
All right, one
Diablo,
last one. Oh, sorry.
what's up?
Go ahead. I
Oh,
was
I
going
was
to
gonna say,
mention the Resident Evil 4. We'll
Resident
end
Evil.
with both of those.
I'm excited for Resident Evil 4, even though although it does feel a little weird that it's being remade, but at the same time, I get it. They've already made 2. It has Leon. It's the same engine.
Yeah,
It
and
makes
3.
sense.
They redid 3.
They rated 3 already. They also the newest game was very much it was very much what would you call
Oh,
it?
you talking about 8 or Village?
Yeah, 8 felt like 4, at least in the little bit I played. It felt like they were definitely dipping back into 4's
Yeah,
roots, which was more of the, European or, area, more, the old
right.
school black and white or theme, which,
And
4 kinda has
if
a bit of as well.
if you want to go like the opposite of what we're talking about with Persona, Resident Evil 4 was ported to everything under the sun. You could probably download
Yeah.
it on your refrigerator if you have one of those smart refrigerators.
Very possibly.
But I was surprised that they're remaking it as well. Like you said, it seemed like it didn't need to be remade, but at the same time, first of all, money. Why not?
Yeah,
You
money.
could sell more
It is.
games. But it
Yeah.
is the most popular. Well, it's got to be probably the most popular one. It's like the epitome of it.
Oh, easily. That's what
And
got. That's
it
really
got,
what got me into
Yeah,
Resident
that's the one
Evil.
that I started playing on
Well, I
too.
thought you played 5.
Sorry, yes, you're right. 5.
Okay,
You're right. I'm
guys, I
sorry.
actually played 5 first. I will admit, but then 4 was like a better story. It was
yeah,
just only on the Wii at the time, more than I could. I remember it was easy to find with Wii
GameCube.
at least. Yeah, it
Started
was
on
originally on
GameCube.
GameCube, then it came to the Wii, but the Wii was the best version because it had the better shooting.
Yeah, yeah. The other versions were, I think every other version is better than GameCube because it went to PS2 and you can download it now anywhere, like I said. But yeah, I think it makes sense for them because they, like you said, they did 2 and 3. I'm just surprised, excuse me, that they skipped the first one, which is kind of the one that started it all. It's not the most
But
popular,
the
but
first one's already remade though, right?
yeah, but it was remade to the original Resident Evil 4 standards. It's not in the, you know what I
Oh, you
mean?
mean
Like,
they should? You think they should make like an over the side, like how they did with RE2, where it
yeah,
was in the vein of RE1 originally, but now we're getting basically an
yes,
RE2 that's more similar to RE4.
right. Yeah, this is
Um,
not getting confusing, by the way.
yeah,
But yes, I that's what I'm kind of.
but I agree
It
with
kind
you.
of it
I
kind
actually
of
agree.
was it kind of was updated. Yeah, it still has the tank controls though, that
Yes,
remake.
I agree with you
So
wholeheartedly because I didn't like that on RE5, which is the one Tomas played, which is a really good one. Is
that is I
it's
like that one too.
a lot of people for some reason have issues with it. I think it's really fun. I had no problems, but I
I think
wasn't really
everyone
into Resident
hates
Evil at the time.
collectively hates 6 though. Is the
Oh yeah,
least
I
favorite.
think that's a group hate for that one. But 5 did have. I don't know if you ever played on 5. They had a DLC where you could basically play the first part of 1 with the over the shoulder controls. So you're basically
Mm,
playing as Chris
in
from
the
5, but
mansion.
they reskinned him in them and put him in the mansion.
I did
And
not know
so
that.
it was like a mini version of the first one. Like it had like some notes and some puzzles and stuff like that. It was actually pretty cool. I played it with a friend of mine on
That
co-op.
does sound cool. That sounds really fun.
I
Yeah,
think
make a co-op. Make the first
yeah,
one co-op.
that's one thing we need. I would love more co-op, but I feel like they're at the point where they're like, oh well, people don't like co-op because everybody wants the horror aspect. But it has the horror aspect. But I enjoy the co-op because
Yeah,
it's more
my
fun.
just give us both. Yeah, I get it. It didn't really work for 5 and 6 as much. You're right.
Yeah. Options, but options are good. But
Yeah.
anyways, Diablo 4 also got announced, so everybody's pretty excited about this. But after Immortal came out, if you haven't heard about that, that is a whole mess in itself. I don't think we should get into right now. If you want to look into
Fair
it,
enough.
essentially they made a uh, very predatory mobile game that is pretty rough, and so
Ugh.
people are scared about it for 4.
It's been panned since they announced it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like nobody asked for it, nobody wanted it. They're doing
Yeah.
it, and it's like, ugh,
Yeah,
whatever.
like that meme where the guy asks if this was a late April Fool's joke has been
Yeah.
circulating like crazy.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah, that's one instance where you gotta listen to your fans, man. Like I know the market says make a mobile game, but if your hardcore fans are saying please don't do it, please don't do it.
Yeah.
I
All
don't know.
right.
Yeah, let's not get too far into it.
Yeah. So let's get our soapboxes. We'll move on to our soapboxes. I just want to talk a little bit about the N64. I actually got a hold of 2 of the Switch N64 controllers. So I've been working my
Congrats.
way. Yeah, thank you. I've been working my way through the catalog on the Switch, which is also the reason why I haven't had a chance to try the new PlayStation Premium model, which I've heard the
Mm,
emulator is
mm,
good, which gets me
hmm.
excited because the Switch emulator I'm glad I waited because apparently a majority of the kinks, if not all of them, have been kind of ironed out now.
Nice.
So there was even one video I was watching where they were discussing how this could potentially be the definitive way to play Ocarina of Time now because it's been fixed. So
No.
I really enjoy the way the polygons look on the Switch. Like it's really clean. Like I've
Mm,
always looked for an HDMI, an ultra
mm.
HDMI modded
Like upgrade.
64.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I would love to play those games again, and I actually really like the N64 controller, but I don't want to deal with all the weird cables and the potential input lag and the way it looks blurry and funky on modern TVs, and I don't want to go out and buy a big old tank TV to try to
I,
play it
I
on.
I got one for you. I got a tank TV. I think I threw my back out because it was $15 at Goodwill, and a
Jeez.
few days later I was like, "Why is my back so sore?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." Anyways, it's
That
really good
is
TV if you want one of those.
These are the reasons why I keep looking at them, but then second guessing myself because I'm like, I don't know. But this is definitely the best way to play N64 right now. I mean, I even tried because
True.
there's a lot of these games that are on here, and like for instance, Banjo Kazooie is on there, and I have a feeling Banjo Tooie will be coming on there at some point. I also have a feeling that 007 may make its way on there with all the rumors that are happening. But there's
That'd be
games
cool.
like, for instance, Conker's Bad Fur Day, which I don't think will ever find its way on there, unfortunately. I could be wrong, but I
That
just
one,
don't think it's gonna
yeah,
happen.
that one's becoming stuck. Talking about the
Yeah.
games that are locked on a console, that one is becoming locked.
Well, I think it's you can play it on Xbox. They actually have a version you can buy. I think
Conquer?
like Banjo. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. At least that's what I was looking up.
Mm,
Uh,
I
maybe or
could
maybe
be
not.
wrong.
I know they remade it though. They did remake it for Xbox. So
Yeah, but nobody wants that.
I've heard it's interestingly different. But anyways, so because of that, I pulled up an emulator on my computer to attempt to play Conker's Bad Fur Day, and it drove me down the emulator path of holy crap, this is a lot of work to get these things to work
Mm,
properly. I don't have the best computer, that probably doesn't help. But to get one of those things to work properly, I did connect one of those controllers to the computer. I got that to
mm,
work.
mm-hmm.
There is a way to get the rumble to work. I didn't have the rumble working, but I was more preoccupied with getting to game to actually run right before worrying about the controller more.
Mm-hmm.
So, but playing it on there has been amazing on the Switch. So it's been like a quick. I can turn on the Switch with the dang controller, which is amazing. Me and my son have been going through Ocarina of Time together. We've been doing like a weird co-op model where we're just kind of passing it back and forth the controller, playing it. So I I'm waiting for them to put the Master Quest on there because I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, why isn't this on here? And I know on the N60 or on the Super Nintendo and stuff, they have all these like special versions of the
Mm-hmm.
games. So I'm thinking it's only a matter of time before we get like Master Quest on there because I know you can get Master Quest. Like they've put the Master Quest game on N64 cartridges, and that you can play it that way on an N64. So it is possible.
Yeah,
And I know the only way Master Quest was released was through GameCube,
right.
but that itself was an emulator as well. Uh, so I would like for that to happen still.
You went down the
And there's
rabbit hole, man. You really
Yeah, I
did.
did. I'm having a
That's
lot of fun with
cool.
this, and I even went and played some of the other games on there. I started playing Sin and Punishment the other day.
Oh,
That
that's a good
game's
one, huh?
really
That's it.
fun. I've never played it. It's a really fun game that was never released in
It
America.
never they released the Wii one in
Yeah,
America.
I own the one for the Wii as well, the sequel.
Yeah,
I bought that out of
Star
military
successor.
base. We were just
What the
wandering
heck?
there one day. Yeah, it was really weird. We were wandering there. We went to their the stores, they have their own stores there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I was just like shuffling through the bargain bin. There was just like a $5 I found two games. It was that and it was the other M.
Oh,
The
nice.
Metroid one.
Nice,
And
yeah.
I bought them both. I bought them both for like 5 or $10. I don't remember. It was really cheap. And I was like, "Holy crap!" And I ended up giving the other M to my brother-in-law because he never bought it, and now he's a big Metroid fan. I was like, "Here's a," so I just gave it to him. I was like, here's an easy way to play
Nice.
this game, and you don't have to pay anything.
Right.
Try it
Yeah.
out." So I think he enjoyed that. But I have the sequel, so I may have to try that at someday. But it definitely probably won't be as crisp as this one because the way the it looks on the Switch is just it's phenomenal. It just looks so nice and clean. It's not fuzzy at all, which is amazing.
That
I
is
even
cool.
tried that weird cop game that's on it that I've never heard, which is like the first game that has shooting that doesn't use the Z button for shooting, which is really
Ooh, what does it
bizarre.
use?
It uses the R button, the R bumper. The
Hmm.
Z is for ducking, and I can't even change it to Z. Like I went into the menu to try to like mess with the controls, and
Hmm.
you can't even like alter it to use Z for the shooting,
Are you talking about
which is
Winback?
yeah, Winback.
Yeah.
It's like a weird cop game, third person
Yeah.
shooter.
You know what's funny is
What's
I
up?
literally sold that game to this morning on Whatnot,
Oh yeah,
complete in box.
how much does it go for?
60, $70
That's not
complete.
well complete in box, so that's not. There's a
It's
lot
not
of
bad.
people collecting for the N64 nowadays for some reason. It's
Yeah.
definitely it's I don't know if it's just that because I get it. I mean, I'm looking at N64s all the time now,
See,
thinking
yeah,
about it.
because you're in that nostalgia loop.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now, and so
I get it.
and and playing these games on the Switch is like perfect. So I just want all the games to come to that because I'd rather just play them on there. That's where I want them all. I don't know if it won't happen, but I would love for just all. There's like 300 and something games that came out on the N64. Just put them all on there, and that's where I can experience them.
That would
I
be
am a
nice.
little I am a little worried about these controllers, though. I won't lie; they're fantastic. But I went down these rabbit holes and looked at them torn apart, and from what I've understood, the stick is a mixture of the original style and like the new style. So
Hmm.
there is some potential for you to grind the plastic
Oh,
down
uh-huh.
or and there's
I
even
remember
potential
that.
for drifting as well because of the whatever the system is that they put in that's more of like a modern controller. So it's got a double whammy of potential problems that could happen.
Oh.
Fortunately, they put some silicone in there now, so it shouldn't grind as much. But my son jokingly like started spinning around the little stick like really hard, and I was just like, "Ah, don't
Please
do
don't.
that!
The
Please don't do
nightmares.
that!"
We
And
ruined
then
so many controllers.
I had to explain to him why he shouldn't do that because I was like, I
Yeah.
just don't want to take the chance. They're $50. I really don't want to take the chance of them breaking because they work
Yeah.
so well
Like
right now.
if you bought it like we did back in the day, with I bought my own 64 with my money, so I was proud to grind down that joystick to dust. But
But I don't
yeah,
think you even knew that was gonna happen at the time. I actually never I
no,
don't
we didn't know.
recall
I
yeah, I
didn't know
don't
that.
recall having any sticks that were that bad, but maybe we just didn't notice it.
Well, I mean,
Uh,
they're all 20 plus years old now, so
yeah.
yeah,
But I like, I'm worried when they bring out Mario Party because 'cause they're
30.
planning on putting Mario Party on it, so I'm a little worried
Yep,
about
yeah,
that.
those are the ones, right? Those are the ones that
Yeah,
killed it. Yeah.
Mario Party 2 was the one where they released the glove, I think it was, uh, because people they're eating the palm of their hands out raw by doing the
Yeah,
tug of war game.
yes.
Uh,
And boy,
which
did
is
we.
fun. All right, but
Did you, are you gonna play
what's up?
one question? You gonna play Paper
Yeah.
Mario? Have you? Will you? Are you
Okay,
going
so
to?
I've played Paper Mario pretty recently, a couple of years ago,
All right.
on the Wii U. So,
Oh, right.
I'm not, like, jumping to go
Gotcha.
back right now, but
Gotcha. You
I
like it though?
I make I yes, I love Paper Mario, it's a great game. I love Paper Mario. I never played Thousand Year Door, and I'm disappointed about that, but it's a pain to get a hold of. I'm kinda
I
hoping
just
and
sold that
crossing
game
my
yesterday.
fingers. I bet I bet
Sorry,
you
I'm
did. A lot of
sorry.
people are looking for it. Uh but I'm really hoping for a remake of that game. Or not a remake, just a re-release
Yeah,
on
on the
Switch or something.
GameCube.
That'd be nice. Yeah, a lot of games on GameCube I would like to just be
They
re-released,
have
or
a
maybe the
they have a
GameCube
Wii
servers, I
one
guess.
and a Wii U one.
Yeah,
Color Splash and
yeah, but I've heard
I
they're not
think it's
as
just
good
Super.
though.
No,
Like
they're
I've heard
not. Well, I don't know.
like
I haven't
Thousand Year
played them.
Door is like the peak. I've heard that's what I've
Yeah,
heard. Thousand Year Door is like
that's
the peak.
But that might just be nostalgia talking. I
Could
haven't
be.
played them. I won't argue that, but yeah, I have them all. I need to go play them. The Wii one looks
Yeah, the
pretty good.
first one's really good. I haven't played the Wii one. I know 1,000 Year Doors, from what I heard, is really good. But that's all.
And the
That's
Switch
my
one,
knowledge.
Origami King.
I haven't played that one, but I've heard it's decent. I've heard it's like
Yeah.
okay. So, I don't know.
Anyways, good to know.
But anyways, a lot of Nintendo. If anybody has the expansion pack, I have it now. So maybe we could play some Mario Kart or something. So,
Oh, I
yeah.
have it.
Oh, sweet. We'll have to play some Mario Kart or something.
I forget. Oh, I got it to get the new Mario Kart tracks on Mario Kart 8. That's why I got it.
That's smart because I just bought those tracks separately, and now it means nothing that I had the expansion pack for that game.
Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. I know they kind of
A little
got you on
bit,
that.
yeah. Well, I'll have to use my N64 controller on regular Mario Kart then,
All right.
because you can. It's one of the few games that
Yeah.
it works
Oh,
well
that's
with.
cool.
Apparently, I'll
Yeah,
have to figure that out.
that one makes sense. I could see using the controller for that one.
Yeah, those. I played Mario Kart 64, and those AR are a bit tougher than I remember. Uh, I don't know if the newer ones are just faster or what, but on 50cc, I was having a little bit of difficulty
Really? That's
staying in
funny.
front of those characters. Yeah, which is weird because it feels like they're on my butt the entire time. So if I make a mistake, it's just like, oh man, I have no leeway.
That sounds about
Uh,
right, though. I remember hating that game at times.
for sure. All right. I've been sitting on this for a little while long. We'll have to talk about more 64, I'm sure, at some point. But for
Yay.
now, Kyle has finally watched Moon Knight. We did a spoiler cast for it. We're
You
moving to
did.
spoiler territory. After Moon Knight, we're going to talk about Obi-Wan. So hang around
Yep.
or skip to Obi-Wan, whatever you want to do. But
Lots of
what did you think about
spoilers.
Moon Knight?
So
For
I
sure,
didn't.
yes.
Yeah. I didn't listen to you guys' podcast last time. I was finishing up work. I like you mentioned this in our Discord when I was like, "Hey, I finally watched Moon Knight and started Obi-Wan." You're like, "Oh, it sounds like you're on summer break finally." Jokingly, I was like, "Yeah, I can actually watch stuff and do things." So yeah, I started Moon Knight and I didn't listen to you guys' podcast yet. I try to listen to episodes I'm not on just to hear your sweet voices. But I wanted to go into this unbiased. I did not like Moon Knight.
Oh,
Um,
no.
I was very disappointed. No, I did not like it. And
This is a turn. Tell me
yeah.
what did you like? What happened? I need to know now.
Okay. They I don't know what direction they're going with the story. So like when we get to the insane asylum, I was really getting invested. I was like, okay, cool. We're gonna get somewhere with what's happening with this character, right? With the split personality. We're gonna figure out what's going on. And then in comes the freaking hippo, which I'll say this. I love other people's fascination with Egyptian culture. I don't really find
Uh-huh.
Egyptian culture that it's interesting to a point, but I like how fascinated other people get. You know what I mean? Some
Yeah, yeah.
people love Egyptian culture stuff, and that was all based around it. But yeah, then we're on the boat and we're in the sand, and they have to make these decisions, and you go back to the insane asylum. Like, okay, it was too much, and I really did not like his decision. Like, I didn't get the idea of him when he basically went into the what is it called, the reefs or the reeds, when he basically reached the level of heaven or bliss.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why. Like, I kind of understood why, but they didn't really explain it why. He's like, "Oh, I'm not cool with that," and then just runs back into the sand to get his other personality, which I already forgot their names. It's Mark Spector and the other guy, Steven,
Steven.
right? I was like, why? Why would you go back? I did not like that decision. Plus, he didn't really explain it. Plus, they built it up like if you fall in that sand, you're done, and he just walks over there and picks him up, and like,
Yeah,
what?
it was what, super easy, barely an inconvenience to get in.
Yes, the pitch meeting, right? Yeah. Um, so I didn't really like the split personality aspect of it all.
Yeah.
I like the villain. He was actually pretty. He was pretty
Yeah.
good. Ethan Hawke. He did all
Yeah,
right.
did a good
Like,
job.
um, it just wasn't very good, and there wasn't much superhero. It was a very good story of of like split personality and someone dealing with like early trauma. Like that was a good
Yeah.
drama, but it wasn't like a superhero show in my opinion. It wasn't very fun. It felt like a slog to get through.
Yeah.
And luckily I know that you have to go back and watch the credits because I have to finish the show. I'm like, what the heck kind of ending was that? Not knowing that the real ending
Yeah.
was
It's the
after
after
the
credit
credits.
scene.
Why did you even do that? Why would
Yeah.
that
But
part be?
with all these Marvel movies, they're doing that now, though. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
I so
I
what?
get what he's saying. It
yeah,
was too much of an
I do
actual
understand what
ending
you're saying.
to save it
Yeah,
for that.
yeah. And so what happened with me was I finished the episode, the credits were on, and I didn't think about it, and like I clicked back, right? And so then the
Yeah.
whole episode starts over. So I had to fast forward all the way to the credits again. So it was like it was a whole
Yeah.
thing. And then
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, there's a third personality, which they kind of touched on, which makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
But at least he killed the villain, which I was glad he killed the villain. Like I wasn't like upset
Mhm.
about it. It was very weird that he didn't kill him earlier when that was like his whole driving thing. Like
Yeah, that was
kill the
weird
guy.
because technically if he didn't kill him, then he'd be allowed to be free, I guess. It's really weird.
Yeah,
Uh
that part bothered me. It's like it's starting to seep back into those old superhero movie tropes that the
yeah.
MCU had worked so hard to get out of.
I
Uh,
I
and
completely understand where you're coming from, and when I and there's a lot of problems with Moon Knight, and I agree. I still enjoyed it though. I won't say I
I know
didn't,
I didn't.
but I understand the grievances with it because there's a lot of inconsistencies and a little bit of
Yeah, there.
some bizarre choices that happened in it. That was
I,
So better or worse than Iron Man 3?
oh well, on the scale of Infinity War to Iron Man 3. Well, I should say if Thor 2 is the top, right? If we're going off that scale, Thor 2, the
Oh,
Dark
sure,
World
I
we
is
can
don't
put
even
it
know
up
definitely.
what's
there for
happening
you.
anymore.
Sure, we can put it up there for you. It's fine.
I would rather watch Iron Man 3 than watch Moon Knight again. I'll say
All
that.
right.
That's I don't ever want to watch Moon Knight again.
What's funny is when you say that, I think I would agree with you for the simple fact that I don't know
You
if I
liked
could get.
Iron Man
I
3.
don't think I. Yeah, I did like Iron Man 3, and I'll never
Yeah, so
deny.
the rating doesn't apply to you. Like it's
But how does it apply to me?
you're an outsider to the survey.
You're an Iron Man
You
I
3
are.
I I
enthusiast.
Yeah.
I just liked it. Doesn't mean I'm like praising it. I
What?
enjoyed it.
I want Alan to
It's
finish this thought though. What were you saying about
Yeah, go ahead.
you should watch
all I
Moon Knight
was.
again
What was that?
because you agreed with me because you don't want to watch Moon Knight because it's too long,
Oh,
or
it's too long. Yeah, it's too
yeah,
long, and I don't know if I could get. I don't think I could sit through it again. To be honest,
yeah. See,
it's good. I'll probably watch the second season, but it's definitely something I don't plan on and really care about watching
I
again.
don't know if I will watch season 2. That's the thing. I would
Mhm.
watch. I would rewatch Loki. I'd even watch Wanda. Excuse me. I'd watch
Yeah,
WandaVision again, and the Hawkeye. I liked Hawkeye. I'd watch. I'm
definitely.
going to watch Hawkeye during Christmas because I feel like that's you got to watch it during Christmas.
I would. I'm planning on it as well. Yeah, it definitely doesn't sit as well for me as like uh, a Winter Soldier. That one
Yeah.
was
Oh
still
yeah.
my favorite.
I forgot about that one. That one's not as
So
top. That one's getting lower though for me. It's Winter Soldier's still
no,
better than that. That one was at least so that one. Remember we almost all those shows I named except for Hawkeye. We were watching them and like we got to talk about this. Moon Knight.
yeah,
We all watched it and we're like, yeah, we're watching it and it's a thing. I will say Oscar Isaac though is really good. Like
yes.
Mhm.
he kind of held it together for me because he's fun to watch.
I
But
would, yeah, I will never deny that. That while I do have some issues with the show itself, Oscar Isaac's performance was fantastic. He
yeah,
played the multiple personalities perfectly.
yeah. As much as I didn't like it, he did it well. I didn't like the multiple personality thing. It was just
I
kind of.
loved the hippo lady. I thought she was wonderful.
I guess it just was so out of place for
She was
me.
so cute though, with their little ears, they
Yeah, she was.
wiggling when she was talking. I just loved her personality. I wanted to give her a big old hug.
I'm not arguing that, but what I'm saying about her is that we've talked about this with Thor 3. It was like, do we need that much comic relief? And maybe because
in
it was
Moon
like
Knight,
Disney.
yes, I think we needed it. It was getting
But
pretty dark there.
no, and that's why I was enjoying it. That's what I was saying. I
Oh,
was like,
okay.
let's go down this path then. Let's figure out why he thinks he's like crazy, and he is crazy, right? Let's go down it. And then, she comes in and you're like, oh, okay. And so for me, it was like, I didn't like that turn. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I get it.
it's on Disney. Like, obviously, kids are going to stumble upon it and watch it. You can't make it that dark, I
Well,
suppose.
I would argue it's pretty intense, and I think that I mean, while the hippo lady, which I can't remember her name right now, it's
I
complicated
can never
Egyptian
remember
name.
her name either.
The names were tough, I will admit.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of Egyptian names are pretty tough.
because it's an alphabet we don't use, so
Yeah,
we don't
exactly,
know how
and
Right.
that's
to
fine.
pronounce them.
I would say it's not just comic relief. It was just more. While it did lighten it up, I think it added a good aspect to it. But I could see what the issue would be.
Yeah.
I did like a lot of the like the archaeology stuff. Like it kind of felt like Indiana
Yeah,
Jones there for a
yeah.
bit, was pretty cool.
It just dragged it out. Like, they could have cut out an episode, and it was so dragged out. I found myself either
Yeah.
falling asleep, like literally falling asleep, or like doing stuff. Like, okay, well, they're showing clips of them walking in sand. I'm not doing this. Like, cool shot, but come on. If this was a comic book, I'm skipping this page. Move along, right? Like, that's.
Yeah.
I just felt like it was a slog to get through. So, yeah.
That's fine. Well, there was your thoughts on Moon Knight. Did you have anything you wanted to tell Tomas or tell Kyle Tomas?
Yeah. Any thoughts
The
about
wrong thoughts, but they are no, no. I can see what you're saying. Like, for me, and I think this is what I told Alan. Like, for me, it was refreshing because I liked seeing some blood in a fight scene. I liked seeing,
Loves
you know what I mean. I liked seeing. It gave me hope that Disney might not, you know, cripple all their other characters. But I do see what you're saying in a show that was very much more gritty, more dark. They did go very kind of campy on the asylum episode. It's true.
Yeah, I was digging that episode. I was like, it was very confusing too. Like, it totally throws you off. You're like, which one's real, which one's not?
Yeah.
The doctor real? It totally threw me.
Yeah.
I was enjoying that, and then it's just like, oh, okay, none of it really matters.
Yeah.
And then the memories took forever to get through.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Okay,
Yeah.
the brother dies. We all know what's going to happen. Move on. Like,
Yeah.
Anyways. I know.
No, I mean, that's the way I feel about Spider-Man a lot of the time. It's just like, I know.
Wrap it up. Yes, I get it. Your brother died. Wrap it up.
Who cares?
All right,
let's move this show go on.
Let's get the character development in there.
I feel you. I am with you there, man. I am with you there.
We didn't even talk about the Spider-Man No Way Home. What, they're coming back to theaters.
Move on.
So we're gonna have to go watch it together. We're gonna go see Spider-Man No Way Home in theaters. Extra 15 minutes, I think, to the movie. It's got to be important.
That wasn't my favorite one out of all his.
I know. Whatever. I'm gonna see it again. I like those movies a lot.
I'll see it again. It was great.
I liked the first one the best. I didn't think I liked the second one pretty well, but anyways, that's not what my soapbox is about. So we're gonna move on.
So you mentioned
out of here,
crippling. Disney crippling their characters. Let's talk about Obi-Wan.
Yeah, let's talk.
Okay,
let's talk about Obi-Wan.
I've been actually really want to talk about this for a while for this one because I'm not sure if I like it, and I'm trying to like it because I like I like Ewan McGregor.
Mm-hmm.
Very much with you. I'm like, oh, that's good, right?
Weird. Yeah, it's like I want to like the little girl, but I have issues with some of the scenes when she's in it. Yeah, Leia.
You mean Leia?
Yes, Leia.
But you called her
wrong
little girl.
With her. I meant the actress, not exactly the Leia.
I see, like, if If it was Leia, you would have said Leia, but it's not. It's just weird, and it's not so much the actress. I think is what you're saying too, but
Yeah,
it's just
it
weird,
feels weird, and it bothers me too because number one, and maybe she is 10, and maybe she's just a little younger, but she looks younger, she acts
yes.
younger.
Yeah, she looks like she's 6. Like,
Yeah,
Why is Leia even part of it? Is my question.
well,
he
I
and
know
that's
why Leia's part of it. I know why Leia's part of it because remember in the first one,
A
A
New
New
Hope.
Hope,
you
right?
know,
Uh huh.
The whole thing is she asked for Obi-Wan specifically.
True.
So, like, for me, there was obviously some history between them,
Yeah.
and why did she go out of her way to go, oh, you know what, I'm gonna recruit this dude who's not even a part of the Republic and who's on this little off planet, who, like, how would she even know about Obi-Wan? He's not even on her planet. Like, so, like, to me, I thought it did a good job of showing that. I actually have no problem with all that. What I have a problem with is Obi-Wan acts like he's an 80-year-old man when he looks like he's 40.
Right. And
Like,
in New Hope, he's like badass again.
he's all spry and he's 80. Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
yeah,
I don't understand what's going on with the character. That's what's
it's
confusing me.
Yeah.
it's definitely interesting. I
So
think
yeah.
the big things with Leia is that whenever there's a chase scene or something, it
Mhm.
feels like
And he's
he's
running
holding the
holding her
hand.
hand.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
it
Like,
was
pick
like,
her up,
why
dude.
are you running with her? Like, it doesn't feel
You're.
urgent. Like, it's supposed to be
Yeah.
urgent,
Right?
and they're like
Like,
running
pick her
together,
up.
and
He's
she's
going,
way too
Leia.
small to be like
Leia.
running around
Yeah.
like that.
Hey, Leia,
You've
stop
got an
running. You
inquisitor.
are a grown man. Pick up the
Yeah,
kid and take care of
Exactly.
business. Like you're not that. So yeah, when they started, they did the clip show of Obi-Wan, right? And like, remember
yeah,
Yeah.
member berries, right? Remember Obi-Wan was like awesome, and he fought Darth Maul, and he
Yeah.
even took down Darth Vader, right?
Yeah.
Darth Vader was
Remember?
a robot. But guess what? He has a 9 to 5 job, crippling anxiety and depression, and now he doesn't know what to do. He might even pee himself. Who knows?
Yeah. I
I don't
mean,
want to deal with that. That's my everyday life. I don't want to watch that. Obi-Wan's supposed to be
no,
amazing.
I completely agree. Like, I understand that he's in hiding and he doesn't want to show his power. That's
Right.
fine and stuff.
Yeah.
But then
I
you
expected
still don't
that.
have to act. You still don't have to act like a whipped bee. You
This,
know what I mean?
like you could be
Like,
confused and downtrodden, but you're still protected. You still have hope,
yeah,
right? The new hope is coming.
yeah.
You know it's coming.
yeah,
And could you imagine if he trained? Could you imagine if he trained Luke in his mental condition now? Because that's what he tells the uncle. Is like, I'm here to see if the boy shows promise. Yeah, you're gonna train Luke with your depressing ass.
That's true.
Like,
yeah. You
that
know,
would be great.
And
turn to
Like,
go follow right down Anakin Skywalker's path.
right?
yeah, right. And maybe
Fear leads to the dark side. Yada 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 yada. Go.
and that Alan, you did touch on something though. I'll give him that. Like maybe he's that. They've been doing that through the first few episodes where it's like he's really conflicted about how he failed Anakin, right? And
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's a big part of it. But here this is an issue with the Boba Fett show too. Is like when you have to retcon stuff and jump
Mhm,
through like a
mhm,
thousand hoops to make
mhm.
something fit. It's just hard, right? Like I'm not
Yeah.
yeah,
so mad about it. It's just difficult to put Darth Vader and him together when they already have the story that's there, right? That's already
Mhm.
been there. So it's just hard to do that, and it's not, and it's a little
Well,
disappointing the way they've done it.
I remember one big thing that really kind of was the icing on the cake for the disappointment for me was the fight between Vader and him.
Hmm. Yeah, quote unquote
It,
fight. He literally ran
yeah,
away.
it was also,
yeah,
yeah, like there were times where he literally ran away to then just turn around and turn on his
I
lightsaber.
was very, yeah, that was
And
confusing.
I was like, okay,
it looked cool.
the
Yeah.
first time he ran away, I was like, okay, he's looking for a better fighting area. You
Mm,
can't win, Anakin. I have the higher ground. I was like, well, he's looking for a better fighting vantage point. But then he just turns around in an open field and turns on his lightsaber, and I was like, I don't see the advantage here.
yeah.
And then they get into a fight, and it was like watching two kids swinging wooden sticks at each other. It was just a bam, bam,
Right.
bam. And it like I was like, I don't know. To me, maybe I'm remembering the end of episode 3 differently, but I
No,
remember that
it was
fight
definitely more
between him and
acrobatic, but
Anakin
Yeah.
not
I
just
I
being more
would
acrobatic, but being beautiful. Like everything
it was,
about
but
it.
they were also in their prime. Well, I mean, yeah, I would say they're in their
Yeah.
prime.
Yeah.
This is also Darth Vader does specifically call out Obi-Wan that he's gotten rusty.
Yeah,
Uh,
it,
so he's definitely
but
hasn't been keeping up his training. Vader
Even
definitely
Vader
has.
doesn't fight like but even Vader
Actually,
doesn't fight like
Darth
he's
Vader in
trained.
this suit is supposed to be fighting he has his own fighting style, which is a very heavy fighting style that's very strong.
Well,
So he basically
yeah,
goes to out last them with stamina because he can last a lot longer.
and Vader, he didn't want to kill Obi-Wan. He wanted to torture him, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah,
he wasn't like going for the kill with his
yeah.
swings. So yeah,
I don't know. It's just to me the fight choreography could have been done a bit
And
better.
also they do
yeah,
have to kind of imitate what's the next fight scene, which
and
is
yeah,
even
which is what I was
less
saying, right?
acrobatic. Yeah. Go
Which I
ahead,
True.
was
Joe.
saying, like you have to retcon that in. Well, they can't be, swinging from, you know, buildings.
But I mean,
When
how many years is this after Obi-Wan failed? It's only
10,
10 years
10,
after
yeah.
he
10
failed.
years and then 8 years until the fight on the Death Star,
So
which is fascinating, but yes.
Which is a
yeah, because then
problem.
his
Tatooine suns,
aging
man,
process the last 8 years, man.
you have you lived on a planet with 2 suns? Just hell to your skin.
I'll tell you what, right now, today felt like it. In all honesty, it
Just
was.
look at Owen. Look at
Yeah, he didn't age well.
But so I was a little disappointed in the Obi-Wan and Vader fight. I was a little un
I would argue that it was a bit anticlimactic. I will say that it was interesting to see, and I did like the amount of scariness or
yeah,
fear they
that was
gave to
fine.
Vader. Like he was a merciless beast as he was
Yeah,
basically hunting him. He was basically trying to draw him out. You could tell they kind of brush on this where they talk about how they hunt Jedi by basically feeding on their compassion.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I thought that was
Just yeah,
pretty interesting.
And
Uh,
the thing though that I also struggled with, and I'm still kind of struggling with, is we have a show with Inquisitors,
yeah.
a
Okay,
famous
I was gonna
Jedi,
bring that up too.
and Darth Vader, and we have had a lightsaber fight once.
yeah,
Technically, once, yeah. And I was gonna
the,
mention that about the Inquisitors. What a failed opportunity with the Grand Inquisitor. That guy was
Oh
yeah.
so,
yeah,
like, okay. I was like, I can't wait till Obi-Wan fights him. Oh,
yeah,
oh,
and then number 3 just yeah,
Did you
yeah.
guys watch? Did you guys watch Rebels? Because that's where he's from.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
No,
so yeah,
yeah.
you
I
didn't
looked
see
it up.
him in his
Mhm.
prime. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
but like I looked it up and was like, oh, this guy is a master of techniques, right? So
yeah,
this
Yeah.
is gonna be a fun fight, right? Oh,
Mm.
and he gets taken out by
yeah. He gets taken
that
about
sister.
Riva. Riva
Yeah,
is
The
Reva,
the
third sister.
third sister.
yeah
Yeah,
third sister.
that was really anticlimactic.
Which I also don't understand their ranking system
Yeah,
because so
Yeah, it's a
she's
little
the
weird.
third sister,
and
which is supposed to be the worst of them, but the brother is the fifth brother, and the other one that's there is the second sister. So is
yeah,
he actually
yeah.
worse than the third sister, or is the second sister actually worse than the third sister? Like,
I don't think their names change. I think that may be like when they were recruited.
oh, okay,
Not
just when they joined.
Yeah, I don't think because it doesn't
Okay.
seem like their number changes if they get higher
I
rank.
think yeah, I
Because I was
understand
really
it.
confused. Because I was
Basically,
really confused when they said the other girl was the second sister, and I was like, wait a second,
I feel
that
like this
doesn't
is
add up.
so okay, if I were to make a guess here, this is completely a guess, but if I were to make a guess, I would say because the Sith can only have one master and one apprentice,
Mm,
it's supposed to be how it works. These are like the underlings, and so they don't get a Darth title or anything like that. They get this
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. They're
Mhm.
basically trained enough, but they're not at that point.
Yeah.
So
And to me, I
it's
I could be
like an
wrong about
exception
this
or
too.
Mm.
a little cheat to the rule, I
Yeah.
guess.
I could be wrong about this too, but it seems like to me each one is specialized in the Force.
In the
Maybe I
same
Like
don't
the
know.
way.
third sister is really good with interrogation. Um, like she can read your mind and invade you and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
potentially. I don't know. That's a possibility. We didn't really get to see a lot of their
yeah,
if they have multiple. I would
We
well,
imagine they
because
can see the
it's just
multiple, but
because
Grandmaster.
it's just because the Grand
true.
Inquisitor, or I think it's the Grand Inquisitor, or it might be one of the other one, says like, you're just here because of your talents and things like that. And I
Yeah.
was just like, oh, so are each of them
Well,
just good at
maybe
one
she
thing?
particularly has a little bit more
Yeah,
connection or more force potential than some of them. I don't know.
yeah.
Uh, but I do enjoy the show, though. I am enjoying it
I
personally.
I
I am
am
enjoy.
I'm not.
I'm excited to see the next episode and see what happens.
Yeah.
Uh,
I will
so
say this, Kyle, and I don't know, have you seen episode 4 yet?
No, I fell asleep.
I have
I
not either.
Watching
So I was hoping we could just stay on 1, 2, 3. But
Because I will say this, that episode 4 kind of got me back into it.
Yeah,
good because
I'm gonna get through it.
So,
episode 3 was definitely probably the lowest point. The whole
yeah.
jailbreak and
Hmm.
stuff, it was just kinda like,
And
eh,
here's the thing:
Yeah.
when you have Darth Vader in the show, and the first one
Mhm.
he's in, the first episode he's in, is the worst, you messed
Yeah.
up. You done
Yeah,
messed up
it's not
somewhere
good.
I think
It's not
he
good,
was in the
yeah.
2nd episode, right?
But
No,
you know what
he's
I mean.
uh
They were showing
well,
Okay.
yeah,
glimpses
he's
of
in the
him.
second one, like, because they show him getting all his stuff attached and stuff,
Oh,
but
yeah, you're right. I think the 2nd episode was no, because I thought that see, I don't know.
I
You know what? I'm
I'm
not
pretty
sure right
sure he
now.
was
I'm
just
They're
not,
kinda
getting
I'm not,
stuff
blending
attached.
together.
that's not what I'm arguing. Like the first, he like was walking around talking,
Yeah, yeah,
made
yeah,
contact with the main character. That's what I
Yeah.
yeah.
meant. He
When
probably
the
was in the second
antagonist
episode.
when the
You're right, it was the
antagonist
3rd
meets
episode
the
that
protagonist.
they get together because no
Yeah.
yeah, it is,
Yeah, it
because
is,
they were doing the
yeah,
whole
it is.
the breakout. Oh, yeah, and that stupid gate scene, that was
Yep.
ridiculous.
The gate
Oh,
scene.
boy. Yeah, where they go to the gate and there's that laser in front and
Hmm.
they have to, like, shoot it, and it was like, "Why couldn't you just walk around?" Like, what
Yeah, I
why
thought
are
that
we
too. Like
why are we
you could,
making
and
a big deal about this?
they pan out, right? The camera backs up.
Because they
Yeah.
get out and they show them walk around it, like,
It's like,
it's
"What?"
ridiculous.
Why does he?
Okay, I know you're rusty, Obi, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
but,
is
not
like
that
now.
Rusty with a lightsaber too? Like he can't. He's not able to
Oh
like
my
block the.
and
god.
it
Because if
and
Like, I
he
would
hasn't
get
even
it if they were
tried
gonna,
the,
like, take
like,
a vehicle or
persuade
something,
thing.
but they were walking. There was no reason for them
yeah,
to
I thought they were gonna hop back in the vehicle. They're like,
He
oh,
hasn't
yeah,
even
makes sense.
tried
Nope, they just run. Oh,
he hasn't even tried the persuade thing either, like, "This isn't who
yeah.
you're
yeah.
looking
So
for,"
he just
like
gains that back when he gets older.
yeah, like
I
Like
did yeah, I
that's
didn't even you know, I
like
didn't even think about that. There was, like, so many
I
opportunities
did.
he probably coulda
for
done
him to
it.
use it.
It's like
Yeah,
here it comes. He's gonna use it right here.
I
So
was waiting for it to
quickly.
happen.
I
I'm
mean,
so
it is like
Yeah,
the it is literally the first time you see the Force in action in A
yeah,
New Hope
is
is that
yeah,
right there. That would have been
yeah,
perfect to be using all the time for
yeah,
him.
yeah,
yeah. Even just a couple times, right? Just a couple.
yeah,
No.
Yeah. It's a
So
nod to it. You know,
yeah,
this isn't the girl you're looking for.
yeah,
Uh,
or "I'm not the Jedi you're looking
yeah,
for," or
anything.
yeah, like, anything.
there, yeah,
Yeah, I didn't even think
it's
about that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I did, and I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna watch the whole show. I'm gonna wait till it finishes.
Yeah,
It, like you said, episode 4 turns around. We'll see how
Yeah.
it goes.
I'm hoping you're right, Tomas, because
Yeah,
haven't seen it yet.
I need a new hope. So and
it
big for the Return
I
of the
won't
Jedi
say
is Obi-Wan.
I won't say that the next episode completely saves it, but I will
Yeah.
say
Turns
it
it
did
to a
get me
10.
gripped back into it.
So
Uh,
here's what my final thought on it. So with Moon Knight, with the Marvel shows, with the Star Wars shows, I make it a point to sit down, get a drink, get a snack, and I watch those shows. I'm to the point with Obi-Wan after episode 2 that it's just going to be on in the background. Like
Mhm.
I can't I don't want to sit down and watch it anymore. I'm going to watch it, but it's just going to be on in the background.
Yeah.
I'll
So if
probably
I
still sit down and watch it. I will say that I have no idea why they would already do this for a second season. That's where I'm at. I'm like, why is
Yeah.
this supposed to have a sequel season?
they already announced another season.
They already said they're gonna do another season. Yeah.
Are you sure they didn't mean that they're just wrapping this one up? Because this one hasn't it been 2 weeks since the last episode came out?
No, it came out on Sunday.
Okay, so they are doing it weekly. I
Yeah.
thought for some reason it was 2 weeks.
No, it's weekly.
Oh, yeah.
As far as I know.
Well, then I don't know that.
Yeah. There it says season 2. Obi-Wan Kenobi stars and director on season 2 hopes. There are more stories. So
Well, I mean, he does do a lot of stuff. I'm sure, right?
there's a lot of stuff. I don't know. He's like sitting in the desert though.
It's
So
true.
I don't know. It
He's
just
gotta
seems
be able to do
weird that
something.
he's doing stuff. I don't know. I hope it gets better. I don't really think it needs another season. I really hope it doesn't get another season if it's not confirmed.
The way it's going, I don't want one either.
I really wanted this to happen, but now that we got it, I'm a little hesitant, and I hope it ends well, and I hope we can just. It would be nice to just stop here. Maybe we can get more snippets like this. Like it's just like a little snippet, and then move on.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be another series. Like it could just be another.
I'll say this too. I'm learning that I think what I mentioned before, like retconning characters into stories. So Boba Fett had a lot of problems that were similar to what we're talking about. But I at least enjoyed Boba Fett. However, it's because they brought in the Mandalorian, which was like, make a character that's in the Star Wars universe and just have at it, right? That's what we want. Just make a cool character and go for it. And as long as they're in the universe, give us the cameos, right? Give us the Obi-Wan cameo. And give us
I really want
Waititi. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say what I really want is them to just get away from the Skywalkers, please. Just there's like a junk crew or something like that that's supposed to become. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but that one sounds like it might be the Acolytes show. It sounds like it's gonna be a way before the Skywalkers. I just want. I'm sorry. Let's get rid of it. Let's leave the Skywalkers alone. They're done. Let's move on.
Yeah, there was a tweet. There was a tweet that Waititi Taika, he's apparently going to be making a Star Wars movie, and his characters are all going to be original. Apparently,
good. I want to see more original stuff. I'm tired of the Skywalker saga.
I agree.
I love a lot of it, but right now it just feels like they just keep everything. Not everything needs to attach to it. Sorry.
Yeah, it's time to move on.
All right. Unless you guys have any final notes, I think we need to wrap it up here.
I'm good. Sounds like we burned. All right, pretty good.
Sounds like we're good. So we'll have to see you guys. We'll see you guys next time. We're trying to do this every 2 weeks now to just keep it consistent. So if you enjoyed it, I don't know, like and subscribe, whatever. But I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Listen to more episodes. I've been trying to use the little thing to add quizzes and stuff. I'm gonna try to keep doing that. So if you're on I think Spotify has the options to do little polls and stuff. So if you see that in the bottom, check it out. See if you maybe can join in the conversation. Maybe I'll put a couple questions down there just for fun.
That would be
we'll see what happens. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, we'll see you guys next time. So later.
I got a bad feeling about this.